pelajar, sekarang kita akan membahas informasi ketiga dan keempat. Nah, informasi ketiga datang dari mana?
Fish jelly milk dari SMK Keuangan Yaya.
Fish jelly milk, ikan ya?
Fish ikan.
Jelly. Milk
susu.
Ikan jelly susu, kira-kira jadi apa ya?
Mari kita saksikan aja nanti.
Bener banget. Nah, informasi keempat Yaya punya dari SMK Negeri 7 Pekanbaru yang berjudul Writing Tips.
Tips.
Iya,
Writing
tips
menulis.
Tips untuk menulis nih. Bener banget. Jadi mungkin ini akan memberitahukan biar kita lebih bagus buat tulisan.
Gitu ya,
bener banget. Oke, daripada lama-lama, langsung aja yuk kita simak informasinya. Kami udah penasaran banget nih. Yuk simak informasinya.
Hai sob, kembali lagi bersama saya dari tim School Update Singkat Keuangan Pekanbaru Tutorial. Nah sob, kali ini saya akan berbagi tutorial cara membuat jelly susu praktis dan mudah yang pastinya bisa dibikin oleh sobat-sobat pelajar di rumah. Daripada penasaran, yuk simak video ini. Nah sob, seperti itu tadi ya cara membuatnya dan akan menjadi seperti ini. Saya dari tim School Update Singkat Keuangan Pekanbaru. Sampai jumpa lagi.
Writing, or in the modern case, typing, is something that we all do on a daily basis, let it be for schoolwork, text messages, or writing a story. If you're an aspiring writer, you obviously would want to be able to create a compelling story that will be able to pull the heartstrings of the readers. But how do you go about doing it? Good day, fellow updaters. My name is Lucas, And in today's school update tips, we will be showing you the tips and tricks into creating a compelling story. Now for the first tip, it's fairly simple, but too many writers fall into this hole. The first thing you need to do as a writer is acknowledge that your first draft won't be perfect. Writing is a process of writing and rewriting a story. So if you've completed your draft and you've made all these mistakes, that's okay. It's to be expected. The point of the revision process is to go deeper into your story, to tie up the loose ends and remove the pieces that aren't working. And if you're still in the middle of your first draft, don't get paralyzed by the thought of making these mistakes as you write forward. The second tip is you need to create a logical cause and effect in your story. Without cause and effect, a story has no internal drive or logical narrative. Cause and effect is all about clearly demonstrating how one event or action leads to the next. This is so important for an effective story because it gives readers the insight that they crave. The third tip is the overall point of the story. Because we read to learn, we expect every story to have some sort of lesson. When a story is just a collection of events or a series of things that happen to a character, there's no lesson to be learned and no larger point to the story. When your story is about emotion and internal change and why a character acts the way they do in response to a challenge, there will be a message. The fourth and last tip is don't put in unnecessary details. Because our brains are wired to make meaning of every component of the story, readers assume that every detail matters. The risk you run by adding excessive details to your story is that you will distract your reader. When you revise your draft, pay attention to descriptions and details. For each one, ask yourself, does the reader really need to know that thing? If not, get rid of it. And with the fourth and final tip, thus concludes today's school updates tips. I hope you found these tips useful and help further your insight into creating a compelling story. Have fun.